involved in the response to HIV AIDS. That should be part of your program. And especially for the young, we do not only want to make services available for them when they get infected. With HIV, it needs more to start or to put more resources into HIV prevention. And this is more worthwhile because in 2009, ILO came up with a study which is under the Global Partnership for maritime workers that we're having with ITF and other organizations at the global level. And we also have stakeholders here in the country for that particular project. And one of the first few activities for that project was to come up with a cost-benefit analysis of what the country has been doing or the practices that we've been having relative to HIV. And what it says is that HIV testing actually costs much more than providing prevention information for our seniors. And this should be proof enough that we should be putting in more resources into prevention. And it also said that this would also be a challenge for the government, on the side of the government, and for the non-government organizations that are working with them in delivering the pre-departure orientation seminar. It said that this is the most viable way of reaching our OFWs, particularly the seafarers. And then at the same time, while calling on the employers to take this on as their responsibility, we're also calling on the employees to take this on as their responsibility as well, to know information, to know the facts about HIV and AIDS. It is your responsibility to protect yourselves and your family. And on a more holistic level, what we would like to say in ILO is that you don't even need to go into the details of ILO recommendation 200. This was a recommendation on the same level as I mentioned, one of the global tools that we are using now to respond to HIV and AIDS. This was only passed last year in 2010. And it has about 10 key principles, and you don't even have to go in detail discussing this. It all boils down to basic human rights, and that is what we are trying to protect here. The right of people to know the facts about HIV and AIDS, the right for them to know where to get treatment, care, and support if they find out that they are HIV positive, the right to keep them employed, and to let them continue being productive. Because with the treatment now, it lets them be productive. And then we would like to talk about HIV as a human from a human rights perspective, and that basic human rights, we don't have to discriminate against them, not in the workplace, not in our homes. So with that, I'd like to give back the floor to the person.
Thank you, Mama. You can try to find out a few words. Most important was she talks about the rights of the people. Here we are talking about rights. And right to work, right to know our status, right to get our treatment, right to get information, right to get condom, right to have proper care and support. She also talked about HIV as a workplace issue, so the employers, government, and the union need to work together. So we share our story. We want to hear your story. And you don't have to make it positive to have a story. Every one of us has a story. Story is part of our life. So I request you who want to share a story, come on the dais. Within 2 minutes, tell your story. Whatever story you have in relation to HIV/AIDS, in relation to workplace, in relation to seafarers, anything. We want to share, we want to hear your story. We want to learn from your experience. So anybody who want to share their story with us? Are you overwhelmed with my story, Igor's story, Christine's story, Louis' story, and Marco's story? So you forget your own story. Anybody? Just your story or your experience, what you are doing, or what you want us to do. want to tell us, no, you are not doing the right thing, you should do this. So you can tell us anything you want, your story, your experience, or what you want us to do.
To share that with us. But one of the things that I really like to find out, personally, I don't really know anyone with HIV, and I'm not educated as far as HIV is concerned. So what I like to find out is, because I'm not educated, I'm a little fearful of dealing with people with HIV. So what I'd like to find out is, can we get just maybe some basic information about what should we watch out for, and why shouldn't we be fearful when we're working with people with HIV? Thank you.
I see the mistake, an organization, we all work together on the point you made so that we have more education program. Any more experience or story to share?
Develop full-blown AIDS, which is a disease, and it is work-related in that sense. Now, the POEA also misinterpreted the definition of HIV AIDS, and in the recent version of the POEA standard employment contract, they specifically stated that STD is no longer work-related. And of course, STD, HIV AIDS is considered as STD, or sexually transmitted disease. That is why I would like to inform everyone that we are facing an uphill battle in the Philippines because of the misinformation of our policymakers in the POEA and even in the Supreme Court. Thank you very much.
On a bigger picture of HIV/AIDS, as you mentioned, there's lots of misinterpretation. Sometimes employers are not that keen to work on HIV/AIDS, but we are proud that ISF, which is one of the major employers organization, has agreed to work with us collectively, where we're going to look at the policy issues, we will look at the provisional issues, we will look at the employment issues, in addition to the education program. So we are quite excited that we work with employers, governments, and other agencies to the point you mentioned. Definitely that's one of the key issues we need to look at. Any more comments? So what I will do is that I will request each four speaker, because Kudi mentioned that we need to work together. And we are here, basically trade unions, organization, seafarers, their families, we have international institute. So what we can expect from them, we have grassroots organization, how we can work together from their own perspective. So just I will give floor to each of four of them for 1 to 2 minutes, just to tell us how we can work together to help all of us. So I'll give the microphone to Igor first to tell us how we can work together with Igor and his organization.
That's a very interesting question actually, because I'm working with young people, and it's a very struggle to work with young people, particularly if our adult counterparts are looking at us as a group that has nothing really, so little that we can do for HIV. But actually, a lot of young people have the creativity. But the problem with young people is that we don't have the funding. And it took me 2 years before I got funding for my organization. And thanks God, thank you to MTV Stay Alive Foundation and HIV and Living Fund. Because starting end of August last year, they gave us the funding. We have around 1 million pesos. This brochure that I gave around is actually funded by HIV and Living Fund and MTV, who believe in the capacity of young people. And we have a lot of young people who are innovative, who are creative, who knows, who actually starting a generation where we started with what we call the HIV prevention revolution. And so I hope we tap that resources. A lot of the people here maybe have the resources, or maybe the AMSOM or different organizations. Maybe we can tap young people. We can look at them in a way that we can be partners, but not just only like the beneficiaries of whatever programs. So we are here because we want also to sell ourselves. We young people, we can do something about it, but we need the support of different organizations. We need the support of the government. We need the support of the private sector. And again, I also want to go back to what was the discussion a while ago, that young people living with HIV can be productive And young people, people living with HIV can live up to more than 80 years. And with antiretroviral medication, there's no way that you can say that they cannot work out abroad, because we actually have seafarers who are working in the ship right now who are HIV positive, but they are there, they survive because they have their medication, and their employers allow them to work because they believe that they can still work. And if other companies can do this, why other companies cannot do it? And me as a nurse can also work as a nurse. So there is no way for us to discriminate. You cannot get HIV from the air. There are only 3 modes of transmission. It's unprotected sex, it's mother to child, and it's through blood-to-blood products. And so how come, there's no need for us to be afraid of an HIV positive. If we have families, if we have friends, we can accept them. If we feel that we are vulnerable, we have a behavior, then we can submit ourselves for testing. And there are a lot of support. At least, we have to have control in our lives. And so I hope this forum will open a lot of partnership, will open a lot of understanding in terms of HIV, because I don't want to get out of this door and then people will say, oh, silent shot, he's young, he's 24 years old, he's HIV positive. Because I tell you, I can do a lot of things. And a lot of people living with HIV can do a lot of things. Maybe they made a mistake in their lives. All of us make a mistake. And so we have to accept that we are human beings. But there's always a way for us to change, a way for us to continue. And that, continuing your life cannot be possible without the support of society. And I tell you, we are living in a year, in a place with HIV. We can't just say that HIV is far from us. It's within us. It's walking around this hall, it's walking around this country, it's walking around this globe, and it will be part of this society until there's a cure for HIV.
I'm very happy for this. I'm looking at the hall. I think most people sitting in this room is young people now. Look at the face. I think older people has gone out of the room, and all the young people are sitting here. I think that's quite a big testimony that young people are interested to work on HIV/AIDS. I know Amusok has got lots of institute, Cadet College and Cadet Institute. I'm sure Igor and his organization will find partnership with Amusok at some point to how to help the young cadets so that they have more knowledge. And just one more point. I met a positive seafarer in Kenya. He told me, I will die not of HIV, I will die without my job. I need my job. I think that's the most important, that HIV positive person needs a job.
Our organization, the YPLAS, it's an organization of women living with HIV. It's a support group for women living with HIV. So we're encouraging women to come out in the open and be empowered women, because we need to be strong and be independent. Be independent and to face ourselves and come out in the open and be empowered women, because we need to be strong and be independent. Be independent and to face ourselves and be heard of our voices.
Yeah, our last experience is we have a gathering last year in my country, in small island. The serious family and the infected family. So we were together, we have a party together, we bring all our kids, the serious, the infected family. It's about 40, 50 of us. So we just play together and we hire an event organizer to make things happen on their party. So we start give the knowledge from our children. That's not human beings like us. So, and then my expectation comes from this convention is there's a strong recommendation. The governments, the international world, Philippines is the major, the biggest level supplier around the world. So, recommendation comes from this convention. This is what we want to get in HIV. This is what we want to get in this and that. So hopefully governments